And there it is.
And right on time, right on schedule, the air condition is blowing.
Of course it does.
And that's what it does here at Rabs Country Lanes.
Like clockwork.
Well, happy Thursday. And if it's Thursday, that means we're here and we're talking all about
food.
And why not? Welcome to episode 53, live from Rabs, from inside the insane asylum we call Rabs Country Lanes.
It's devolving into the insane asylum right now. It really is. We were going along okay. I mean, we weren't happy, but we were getting along. We were doing what we had to do. But I feel like in the last couple days, things just, I don't want to say they were out of control, but I guess because everything is officially ending and there's a lot to do that goes along with that. So it feels a little crazy right now.
Yeah, so it's the end of the league season came much earlier than anticipated. And so usually it's the hectic. I have to say, kind of the good thing about having all this at one time. It's not, hey, we're paying out the winter leagues, we're starting the summer leagues, and the everyday business.
But
however,
there's so much more bookkeeping
correct
now that has to be done because of the early end. And thank God for our league officers who have been amazing. They really, no complaints. What do you need me to do? And going through their paperwork and just being great. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. So they are, thank God.
No, and we rely on them. We really do it. And they're, the beauty of how it works is they're the liaison. They're the in-between and help make the decisions on behalf of the league. We all work together. And I have to say, we're very lucky with the group that we have.
We are blessed.
And it's great that
thank you.
They take ownership of we know you're here today. Yesterday it was nice and quiet. So just in case you didn't know, Jimmy's back. If you couldn't hear that Jimmy's back. And Piero. Piero was actually here yesterday. He zipped in at some point in the afternoon. When I left, I got a text message saying, I yelled goodbye, but I guess I have to yell louder because you didn't hear me. I was here for several hours. I thought I was the only one in the building.
He's a little bit like a ninja. When he's here by himself,
yes,
he's very quiet and he makes no noise. When he walks, he literally doesn't make, even when he walks over creaky boards, somehow.
Plus he's little, so it doesn't
When
help,
he's here by himself, right? Yeah. But he's. So, yeah.
What was that? That is true. That's very true. Well, welcome to the show. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
We got a food-filled afternoon for you.
That is awesome.
Thursdays, when we started, we invited Pam Silvestri as our Staten Island food guru to do a weekly check-in, and it's evolved into a weekly episode with Pam and friends.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because everybody loves Pam.
Well, everybody loves Pam.
She is incredible. She's just a food encyclopedia.
She is. She really is awesome. And they come back because we keep it real.
Oh, wow. I don't know if we could do anything else right now.
Especially after yesterday. If anybody was with us yesterday afternoon towards the end, I mean, we really kept it real. We basically told you like it was.
Yeah.
And Pam keeps it real. Pam does her thing every morning and with updates. And so what we thought would be, hey, come on every Thursday, we'll talk about the restaurant scene, and we do that.
Right.
But now, like I said, it's Pam and friends. And
so every week
we invite some new folks. And so today with Pam, later on, we have Leo from Leo's Deli. And if you're following anything in the social space, you're seeing he's busy, constant out there with just some new things all the time. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then our friend Kim Leo. It's like the Leo show today.
That's right.
Kim Leo.
Kim,
also known as Kim Cooks. And we love her too. So we'll talk about with them and what's going on. And hi, cousins. Hi, cousin, and Pam. And I know Lois tunes into Pam every morning because I like when Pam also gives the shout outs to everybody.
She loves doing the
and
shout outs.
Hey,
It's
Pam or Pan?
It's Pam.
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 Well, hello, Pam. How
Hello.
are you?
How are you?
We're good. Are you ready for us? I mean, I can hide you again if you're not ready.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm here. Hold on a second. I apologize.
You got no fair warning there.
Sorry about that.
No,
Anyway, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Just I just learned some good news that ShopRite is going to be open 24 hours starting tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That's good news. And also, Top Tomato and Rosebank and Great Kills are going back to their normal hours of 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Right? Yep, they close at 8, right?
Yeah, they were just closing early, right? Is that what they were doing?
They were.
They were closing. Everybody was kind of operating on shorter hours. I guess people are going back to work. That was a huge problem, is that the employees were scared. They didn't want to go to work. And also ShopRite took the time to sanitize the store. They got a professional cleaning service. So it's a lot of changes and things. I was also interested in looking at Pastosa. Pastosa isn't changing their pandemic hours for the entire month of May. And in Eltingville, they're doing like a texting service. So you text your order, leave your name and number. It's got a very long list of what they want you to do with social distancing and the mask and everything. So you go through this whole thing, and then they have your order ready the next day. So anyway, it's interesting. Like, they don't even want you in the store.
Yeah. You know what? And so, to the point of sanitizing the stores, there are plenty of local services that provide that.
It, right?
And we were approached by several of them, and I looked at them. I said, "Hey, we're not open. There's nobody coming in this building."
Right.
We did due diligence afterwards, and at this point, if there was anything, it's gone.
Dead.
But folks that are open, it's important to sanitize, especially the supermarket. So I can understand. Yeah. I've said this a lot of different times on different things, but every time I hear that we have to do something else, sanitizing is one of them. All I hear are dollar signs, and it's going to cost us more to operate.
To do business.
So I almost don't blame Pastosa for saying, you know what? Nobody in the store. Let us do your shopping for you. And I like that option.
Helps him control the environment a little bit better already.
Yeah. Especially the store on Richmond Avenue, which is tight.
Tight. Yep. It's really. I haven't been to the other one, but I know the Richmond Avenue store is small.
Yeah.
That's where we go, and it's tight. And I mean, it's one of those stores where everybody knows everybody, especially from the neighborhood. So if you're online and you know someone and you're talking, and Novelli's is kind of the same thing. Novelli's has a little bit more room for the aisles, but the way that Pastosa is laid out, it's tight. So I get it. So has ShopRite ever been open 24 hours?
Yeah, they're known for that. Actually, Kevin Mannix, the owner of all the stores, is a Staten Islander. He's a St. Peter's guy, and he was, very adamant about making sure it's 24 hours because he was appealing to people who were working families, like, somebody's on a night shift or something like that. They come off the night shift and they go shopping. It's like the only store that you can really, do that. And also the senior hours will continue between 7 and 8. So they have people, you're pregnant, you have people with compromised health and stuff like that. You can still go between 7 and 8, and the store will be less crowded.
That's great.
His staffing must be. He must have gotten some staff back that's helped him be able to do this, right? I would assume.
I think that the supermarkets are just there's such a lack of staffing. I mean, there's such a the Staten Islanders hit really hard on these markets, because people aren't eating out, and there's this general sense of fear that there's no food or the food supply is low, and that's not true. I mean, prices are a little wonky, on beef, chicken, and some pork products, but there's plenty of food out there, and I think that it creates shortages. It creates a lot of stress on the markets, and as a result, and also what was happening is people were hoarding the slots for home delivery, specifically with ShopRite and Stop and Shop. So it was like a phenomenon that they had to literally shift gears and also add more staff. So I think if anybody's going to be hiring and stuff like that, that's, those markets with delivery drivers and whatnot. An interesting phenomenon that happened, and I think I mentioned this at another point, the delivery drivers from Uber are starting to be the delivery drivers for these markets. And, and that's like work. So they've.
Right. It's good for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I don't, it's funny. I get my Uber emails all the time, Uber and Lyft, and they're, not many people are taking advantage of that service really now. So they don't have to. So that's a good way for them to stay busy, especially through, I know the Postmates and Uber Eats guys are busy essentially because of food delivery.
Right.
At the same time, I also don't think they are, because we've almost started to, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, business owners started to train
their own
people not to use the services to truly support the small businesses and call them directly for delivery.
Yeah.
And it worked. So good or bad, they're out there. Those drivers aren't working, but if we can put them to work in this way, that's awesome.
It's interesting because it caused some of the different platforms. There's several different platforms you can use as a restaurant, like 3 or 4 Seamless and so on and so forth. There's also a local guy that's whereyoueat.com. Alex Dushkin, he's a local guy, and he doesn't charge as much as the other guys do. But what's interesting is that on Cinco de Mayo, there was a little bit of a meltdown across the borough, and it had to do with it was a very specific problem where the people who used Grubhub, and they used a certain aggregate, like this, I guess this go-between between their system and Grubhub, they used one that wasn't supported by Grubhub, and they lost the orders.
Oh.
So there was like a big pocket. It happened with several restaurants. And the way I found out was because readers for days afterwards were texting and emailing and telling me what happened. And I called Grubhub, and they said it was because these specific restaurants didn't use their platform that they recommended.
Wow. Yeah. So here we're on all of them.
Yeah.
And right when Gennaro's had closed, all of a sudden it's ringing.
Yeah,
the iPad is dinging and ringing, and I'm going. So I called Marco. I said, "Hey, did you not turn it off?" He goes, "No, I did." Well, sure enough, there wasn't enough the time, whatever it was that they shut it down. There was a little lapse. So I go up to the Postmates iPad and tablet, and there were like 2 or 3 orders there, and I'm like, cancel. But if you're not paying attention to your point or looking at the piece, you wouldn't know. Or it depends on who's really handling that for you. But there are 2 tablets on the wall that handle that. Then we get faxes and emails and phone calls. It's absolutely incredible. But breaking news, we are reopening tomorrow. So Gennaro's Tier is reopening tomorrow.
Oh, get out. What about the pizzeria?
Yes, the pizzeria. That's exactly the pizzeria.
Oh, I thought you meant the bowling alley. I'm sorry. Duh.
Yeah.
No, we're not opening till July, Pam.
Sorry. Wishful thinking. My kids miss you.
Yeah, so the pizzeria, breaking news, Tina announced earlier that they're going to reopen tomorrow. I don't have it looks like we'll probably do some limited hours, but we'll post it once we firm it up. So FYI.
Cool. And I know Leo is Leo with us?
Yeah. So,
good. Good.
We've invited Leo to come on. And so, hey, what's going on? Let's bring Leo in. And Pam, I want you to introduce Leo.
Okay, great.
Hey, Leo.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Are you home? Look how sweet. You're in the nursery there?
No, I'm in the back of the deli. And those are customers brought those as a gift.
Aw.
And I never took them home. So.
Aw. Leo is quite an amazing person. He's truly like an American success story, in my opinion. I met Leo at Venezia restaurant where he was working. I think it was an uncle that owned the place, and it was like a crazy situation. The food was so incredible, but even more so, this guy who was running around between the kitchen, doing the front of the house, doing the bar. He was doing everything, and I mean, like, talk about like insanity. It was so good, and the restaurant was a huge success. But in the short time that the restaurant existed, the success credited to Leo, actually. Like, there was people loved the restaurant so much, and then it closed suddenly. But Leo has some nice roots in the food business on Staten Island. I did not realize, actually, until today. I got an email this morning from him, and he was talking about some interesting factoids about Staten Island, and it's because he's kind of a neighborhood guy. He's in West Brighton. He's on Forest Avenue. He's diagonally across from the old Emily's Keyboard, which is now Doc Hennigan's. And he knew, he met many people over the years, including Alex Carr, who is Elvis Duran's spouse. And Alex, I guess, I didn't realize his grandmother owned that place. But in any case, so anyway, I'll let Leo talk. But he's quite a great guy. He has this wonderful deli, and he took his like roots, his Staten Island roots, you know, with Bruno's NYC Bakery. He uses their where he used to work. He uses their focaccia bread, and it's absolutely delicious. It makes the sandwiches like over the top. So anyway, you're doing great things, Leo. So
yeah,
that's what I met Frank.
Yeah, I was going to say. So I met Leo. I don't know how many years ago when you were working over next door at Bruno's, and my friends and I every Friday night we would go to Bruno's for dessert and coffee. And Leo always took care of us. He was, I mean, Leo, it hasn't been the same since you ever left. Just saying. But yeah, we met. It's got to be 10 years, right? I don't know when you were there and when you left.
More than 10 years. I got there in 2005. So
there you go, 15 years.
I remember you were so young with your friends on a Friday night. I remember, and then I didn't even know that you were involved. That you were with Rob, and then I mean it's been a while. When I see you on Facebook, it reminds me single, no kids, no.
Well, hey Leo, we really appreciate you catching up with us today, and so. I've been following you, and we've talked a little bit before this, but hey, talk about the deli, and there's always something new happening there, it seems, and it looks like it's going well.
So, as Pam mentioned, my uncle and I had opened Venezia after I left Bruno's, and we were there for about 2 years, and just it didn't work out, but it was a great experience. You know, I loved I brought 2 customers. Is it me?
No.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. It's noisy. So I'm
going to mute us in the meantime.
Okay.
Go ahead, Leo.
I brought 2 chefs from Manhattan, and they had a lot of experience. So they took over the kitchen, and the results were really good. I mean, the kitchen was spectacular. The food was really good based on the reviews. And as I say always on Yelp, when you have 5-star reviews, it takes a while, because if it's a bad review, sometimes people cannot wait to write something about it. But if it's good, you really have to knock their socks off for them to take the time to write something. So that was Venezia. And then when Venezia closed, I came and opened the deli here on Forest Avenue. So we've been here since March of 2014. So we just hit 6 years and going on our 7th year now. And it's been a ride, you know. It's been definitely challenging to try to do gourmet sandwiches, breakfast, lunch, and but it's amazing. It's amazing. As of right now, I'm very, very happy, you know.
What's your favorite thing to that you've created that you like to make up and send out? You take pride in.
The breakfast sandwiches. We have this particular sandwich. I don't have any numbers on the menu, but it was the 6th item from the menu, and it just became the number 6. And it's basically on fried eggs, cheddar cheese, bacon, avocado, caramelized onion, and the chipotle mayo that we make here. And it's just really, really, really good.
I'm hungry.
It's funny because Leo, one thing I got to tell you, you're so accommodating. You're so nice. And Leo is a little bit of a superstar. He has an Instagram page that has about a bazillion followers. And he has a knack for just getting people involved. My former editor from the Advance, Rob Bailey, who went on to the New York Post, he still loves seeing things of Leo. You know, I guess they connected at a festival at Flagship, I think it was. And I remember Rob saying to me in the newsroom, he's like, "This guy is amazing. We could write about him every single day." And that's kind of what happened, like writing about him. But anyway, he's just great. He's so personable, and it's a really great, sweet business. So, I encourage you to go there. Nazareth, you live kind of nearby. It's a wonderful place.
I'm definitely going to stop by.
So, hey, talk about that. She mentioned Alex Carr before, and you launched the Alex Burger.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
So,
I mean, it looks absolutely ridiculous.
It's really good. So I'm redoing the menu. So we're gonna keep a lot of the stuff, you know, they sell good. People like them. So I'm not gonna change, but we're gonna add a few things, because of the platforms that people order online. It's very hard to make things up. Like when people call on the phone, they'll tell me, make this. So I want to add like regular deli type of sandwich, chicken salad, tuna salad on the menu, which I don't have, and a few other stuff. So I thought, since my menu, all the names in there are based on family members, friends, people that have been special for us. So I said, one of the things that I wanted to name the sandwiches after some people. After we did that menu, have become very very good friends to us. So one of them was Alex. And the next person, I mean, some of the names will be Teddy Atlas, which is a very good friend of our family. My mom and his wife are really good friends, so we spend a lot of time with the kids at their house, and the kids love him. And so Alex, Teddy Atlas. The other one will be Stateneats, the name of Pam's Instagram, because she's been a huge supporter. She's been so amazing to us.
So
And
what is Pam? Wait, hang on a second. So what is Pam? What is that? What is your sandwich?
we still have to talk.
Actually,
We can't tell you. We can't tell you.
Oh.
I don't know, but I will tell you, Leo was really sweet. He introduced me to that sandwich that he has with the chipotle mayo on it. Very, very good. They're just really nice, sweet sandwiches. And I actually, a couple of times I had sent my dad a smoked salmon on a sandwich and chicken noodle soup and whatever. And they delivered it to my dad's house down in Randall Manor. So that was nice. So I love smoked salmon. Do you still have smoked salmon on the menu? I didn't check.
We have, it's the Emma sandwich, which is named after my niece Emma. Emma and Victoria are two twins. So one of them Emma is the smoked salmon, goat cheese, red onions on that focaccia bread. So going back about the Alex burger. So the first one that we combined that Patla Frida burger with the number 6 on the breakfast.
Oh yeah.
And we created that burger. It's really, really good. So Alex, I met him. He started following us on Instagram, and I was like, who's this person? So he works at the zoo. And then I found out that he was the boyfriend then of Elvis Duran. So one day I had asked him if he came to get sandwiches and he would support us. He would buy stuff for his lunch. I mean, he bought sandwiches for the staff at the zoo. And one day I had asked him if I can bring breakfast in at the radio station, and he spoke with Elvis, and they got in touch with the producers. And one morning we brought, and it was people from all over New York State would call us. Oh, I heard you guys on Z100, and it just took off from there. Our Instagram page and our following. People heard us on the radio, and Alex since then always been supportive. Always would buy lunch for his staff, try to support as much as he could. And then one day we were talking, he said that his grandmother owned the bar across the street. So he grew up in this neighborhood. He says he remembers this deli since he was a kid. And it's been a deli for at least 40 years. My landlord, this is this amazing gentleman named Robert Fitzsimmons. He is,
Rob.
Robert has been, I can't say good enough words for him throughout these 6 years, and I haven't been a really good tenant. The beginning was really, really hard, but he was like, you were a good guy. He says, you're working hard and I want you to stay there. So he's been very, very good. And he tells me he used to buy candy in the store when he was a kid going to Blessed Sacrament. That's how long this has been a deli. And my kids go to Blessed Sacrament now. So it's really a community. It's really like everybody knows everybody who hangs out at the store. So it's become a really nice thing. And I'm very, very, very happy about it. I miss my Duncan Hills customers. A lot of people call me. They're like, Leo, you should open one on this side of the island. But maybe Frank will give me a corner on the last lane.
There you go. Well, you know what? And it's funny because you make that point. it's out of the way for me. But you know what? These days, when it comes to food, there's nothing
Just
out of the
go.
way anymore.
Yeah.
And I've been to Doc's and I've seen the spot late at night. So I gotta make sure I stop in. And then there might be a Frank or a Rabs sandwich on that menu, because now I'm very hungry. But I certainly have some good inspiration with all of those things that we could drum up something.
Absolutely.
Love it. Pam, you talked about what is your go-to thing when you go visit Leo?
I love the focaccia bread. Again, Leo introduced me to the focaccia with the egg and the chipotle on it and avocado. I think that is a delicious combination. That's nice. Anything with the focaccia bread's amazing. I gotta tell you, really good. I mean, and he makes like lovely soups too. So, but
and we're always looking for soup. We always struggle. Lunchtime, like especially the winter, we're looking for soups, and I love when you get they're homemade soups. I'm going, this isn't homemade.
Yeah.
And they're awful.
We only make one soup a day. We make on Mondays lentil soup, on Tuesdays the bean soup, Wednesdays the chicken and rice, Thursday is the same soup but with barley, so chicken and barley. Fridays a potato soup, and then Saturday and Sunday we make a chili soup.
So are you open on Sundays? Are you open on Sundays?
Well, Sundays were closed. I mean, right now I've been open because throughout this just kept open. The deli across the street has been shut down for a while now. So I figured I'd stay open a little bit. A lot of people in the morning, whoever goes there, I don't know why they shut down. We closed for about 2 weeks and then we reopened. And as soon as I reopened, he closed down. So until he stays closed, I'm going to keep open on Sunday. But normally it's 7 to 3, Monday to Saturday. Not Sundays. Mm-hmm. But for now, we've been open on Sundays.
And you'll deliver to us here, right? So when we order lunch here for our staff here at Rabs, you're delivering, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All
right then.
We're taking you up on that offer. We order lunch all the time.
All of the customers that know me from Bruno's, that when I work there, a lot of people have offices there, so we go a lot like by Bay Street and offices on Highland and. But like you said, a lot of, even when I lived there, you don't come on this side of the island usually. You don't cross the mountain unless. It's true. I never came. I remember until I came to get this deli. I remember stopping one time. I was going to Jersey and I came. I don't know why we came this way, and I was at the Walgreens on Forest and Jewett. And I remember that, but I never, you stay on that area, like past New Plain is New Jersey.
Well, that's no different than Highland Boulevard. I truly believe the Mississippi runs through Highland Boulevard because people just don't go south and they don't come north. Oh, that exists? What are you talking about? So now it's the mountain to go.
Right, it's the mountain. That's the first.
I like that. Too funny. Hey, Leo, really, thanks for dropping in. And if everybody go follow their Facebook and Instagram.
And the Instagram is amazing.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I was sitting here looking. I was getting ready to show some photos, and I can't pick one. And all of these sandwiches. Oh, I think I just got full.
Yeah. Donald, the name of it is Leo's Deli.
Oh, so I forgot to mention that. So Alex, when I told him to name his burger, so he decided. He says, "I'm going to." He was very happy, and he decided to buy 150 burgers to donate for free to essential workers, first responders. So all they have to do is show up their ID. This Thursday was the first wave of 50. Next Thursday is going to be another 50, and the Thursday after another 50. So today was a lot of nurses and police officers, and I mean it was just really, really cool.
That's great.
That's awesome. Him and Elvis do some great work, and
they absolutely do.
Kudos to them.
And you know what? I honestly think that's the key to success on Staten Island is really being invested in the community that you're in, because it really does come back to you. So I think you got good food, you love the community loves you, you got it all.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good combination.
Yeah.
I tell Pam sometimes I send her pictures, in the morning, all the business owners that come to have breakfast there, Fire Market or Jimmy Max or other guys like the Hobra, all of them, in the morning, sometimes they see each other there bunch of the bars, the beer, the brewery. I mean, it's just amazing to see everybody, like they see each other there. Oh, you're getting breakfast at Leo's, and I'm happy with what has become. I'm really happy.
That's awesome. Hey, Leo, keep up the good work, and
Yes.
we'll be in, and we'll see you soon. All right.
I'm going to bring in lunch next week.
All right. Naz is bringing in lunch. If we had time today, we were going to have lunch here on the set, but the problem is we would have had grease everywhere, and I don't know if that really would have worked with us eating, because we'll just be eating, and you guys would just be talking about everything. Leo, go back to work, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for dropping in with us.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Heather.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Pam.
Yes.
I didn't realize you were going to make me that hungry. I mean, now I'm really hungry.
That's crazy.
Then now we're going to talk now we're going to bring Kim in, and now we're going to be really hungry.
Yeah. I mean, I just also Leo. So Leo's Deli is right next to Blessed. Thank you, sweetie. It's right next to Blessed Sacrament. And, I'm sure it's not a convenient thing to have the school closed right now. So hopefully people will go out and patronize Leo and his deli.
Yeah, those after, it's funny because those before and after.
The before and after.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid, just walking to Egbert at the time, and we always stopped at the deli, and on the way home, we stopped at the deli, and it was just a thing that we did, even leaving Newdorp. It's just, your morning commute and your afternoon. Yep. So, yeah, I'm sure you're missing out on that. But you know what? It looks like he's busy, and that's good for him.
He's so positive. Like, he's the most positive person I know.
When I first met him, he talked about that 15 years ago, teenagers going in there every Friday night, and he really was awesome. Treated us like adults, didn't care. And he was, after several weeks, we didn't really have to order anymore because he knew exactly, because we're creatures of habit. And it was just something that we did. We used to go to Osado's, which was the coffee place next to where I'm pointing this way, past Raritan by Trattoria Romano, where Sleepy's is. Actually, it's now
in that little
Cuisine.
setback.
It's now Cuisine, the Greek place.
What was it called?
Cuisine, the Greek
place? Oh,
place?
yeah, but before it, what was it called?
Osado. Osado is a little coffee place. Awesome coffee, awesome desserts. Sadly, not the best managed it seemed to be, and they didn't make it. So and then Bruno's had opened, and we started going there. And so, we certainly miss Leo, but now we certainly know where to find him. Hey, anyway.
Before you go on, I just want to say hello to some of the people on the scroll here, if you don't mind. Like Lisa and Ronald. Ronald seems to join you a lot. And hi, Dennis.
Every day.
And Kathy Barkley. And let's see, Anne Morea wants to talk about pizza at some point. And Lois is great. Lois loves Jack Mal Restaurant in Doggan Hills. And let's just see here. Hold on here.
That's my cousin Lois. Cousin Lois. She certainly does. She does love that Jack Mal.
and Camille Pizzo is the tender of a great Facebook page, which is called Quarantine Cuisine. And she was on the show a couple weeks ago. She's fantastic. She's doing an amazing job. Like, you got to see this. I mean, I know you've seen it, but it's a wonderful Facebook page. So you're doing a great job.
My pictures there. I started posting my pictures there. Next, we'll have to add some recipes. Camille sent me a private message saying, "Are you going to post this?" So now she pushed me, and so now I'm making sure I post there.
Oh, cool.
Hey, so we've also invited. I said it's the Leo show. So Kim Cooks is with us today. Pam, introduce Kim.
Oh, sure. Well, Kim Leo is of years and years ago. I don't know if original Staten Islanders remember Doc's Clam Bar. Hello. And, they were known for their scungilli and amazing tomato-based sauces. And that's a tradition that Kim continues. And I actually met Kim when she owned Doc's, actually, in Richmond Valley, and sort of followed her from there. She has a very strong following with her keto line. And she has like a clean cooking, clean Kim's clean line. And you could say it better, Kim. But anyway, so it's nice to see you and tell us what you're doing. You have a lot of fans.
Line. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yes.
I have Kim cooks clean. Kim cooks the sauce. Kim cooks, you know,
Kim cooks everything.
and scungilli. Kim cooks everything. Kim just cooks and cooks and cooks and cooks and cooks. Right now, Kim cooks kits. Kim's cooking. We do a pasta kit right now. I'm doing an eggplant kit, and very excitingly, what we just decided we were going to do in the last 2 days is I don't know.
Whoa!
I just went sideways. We've been. Where do I start? We've been raising money with Staten Island Cares. I work with Carla Marino very closely, and we've been raising money for the first responders, the essential workers, the funeral parlors, and the EMS and stuff. And we were doing a great job with that. And you know, as that quiets down a little bit, you know, we're still very much involved with that, and we want to thank the community for you know, funding us. And we've been feeding hundreds of funeral workers, cemetery workers, EMS, firefighters, and it's been going really good. And now our new thing we're going to start doing is I'm working with Pride, and thanks to Elvis and Alex for you know, honoring me as one of their favorite essential worker and small business owners. And I got to light the Empire State Building on the first Sunday that they did it. I don't know if anybody was aware of that. They did Elvis did a really nice interview with me on the radio, and I got to light the Empire State Building. And as a give back, I know that their favorite, one of their many favorite organization is Pride. So I had reached out to Carol Bullock, and we got a little team together, and we have we're going to make fresh pasta, and we're going to make pasta kits, and we're going to donate them to our special need families that have children with special needs. So we're probably however many kits that we are able to make between the five houses that we're going to do it with. We're going to Zoom. We're going to film all of us making them. I'm going to give everybody a class in making these pasta kits. I'm going to drop the product off to everybody. It's a donation from me personally, and we're all going to work together making them. And then we're going to collect all the ingredients already made, make the kits. And whoever we sponsor and whoever lets us know, you know, in advance, we're going to put it up on Facebook and get in touch with us, and we'll drop the kits off to the families' houses, and they could give the kids something to do while they're home under quarantine. So hopefully we're going to have about 25 kits made by next week and be able to give them to the families.
Take a breath.
I had to get it all out before I forget.
That's absolutely awesome.
That's great.
And you know, you've always, listen, that's something that's in your heart. And we were just talking about that. That's the heart and soul of a lot of our business owners. And it's something that you've done. And so that's why you have this great following, because you do give back and you do a lot for our community. And we all appreciate that. I think that's awesome. You could give your love through cooking, right? It's the best thing to do. It's easy when it comes natural, when it you know, it just comes easy like that. Yeah. So I lost you guys. You're there. You're just a black screen.
I don't know how to go there. I think I'm coming back now. I'm sorry. What I wanted to say is, you know, everybody, there's so many great restaurateurs out there. I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me. I mean, really, that, you know, there's so many of us that have been out here pioneers for a really, really long time. Just to, you know, give their support and, like, you know, reach out. I've gotten so many text messages, inbox on my Facebook, just asking if I'm okay from the beginning of this whole quarantine. I mean, the other day I needed something I couldn't find in the stores. I went to Rob from DeLucas. I'm like, Rob, could you help me out? He's like, Kim, give me 5 minutes. If I have it, it's yours. And sure enough, he's like, come on, you could come pick it up. I got it for you. And, you know, Max from Eskis, he just checked in on me a couple of weeks ago, and he's just like, just making sure you're all right. You're doing all right. And I'm like, I'm all right. You know, I love looking at your pictures of your baby on Facebook and stuff like that. You know, it's so cool how everybody's just so really wonderful to each other. And Staten Island's such, you know, a big community, and it's full of a ton of restaurants, but really there's so many solid people out there that really look out for each other. And it's nice to know that you can count on each other. You know, it's a lot of good people out here.
Yeah, echo. You know, we say that all the time. And if you need something, there's always that person you can call. Yeah. And I think sometimes in business, we lose sight of that. Pick up the phone and call. Nobody knows your business better than somebody in your business. Right. Pick up the phone and call. And even if it's not your business or something, any business, we could relate and be able to help you out.
somewhere.
And I have to say, we're very lucky. I can pick up the phone and call someone. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you? Am I nuts, or what's happening around us, or whatever it might be?
Right. Or did you ever have this situation, or did you ever come?
Right. How did you handle it? Right.
Right.
I need some tomatoes.
Did you ever have this happen to you, or some silly thing, or some serious things? But you never know, and it seems like everybody's always willing to help somebody else. So it's nice to know that you have people out there that.
Where did you go to school? You went to.
I went to St. Charles for when I was little, and then I went to St. Joseph by the Sea, and then for college I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University for hotel restaurant management, and.
Oh wow.
My parents had Lenny's Clam Bar on Highland Boulevard.
Lenny's Clam Bar. Right.
Yeah, we had Lenny's from 1976 onward. So it was like, I've been in the restaurant business since I'm a kid. And, once it's in your blood, that's just kind of where it stays. I have a love for the business. I have a love for cooking. And I'm lucky. I get to do what I love every day.
And you love it, you wouldn't do it.
Right.
And that's hey, one of the things we always ask here, what's on the dinner table tonight? And last night you guys posted a picture and I responded that I'm coming over, but it looked like it was grilled calamari. Talk about what you made last night.
So last night I made everybody, we're on diets here. I'm on a high protein diet. Chris is on a high protein diet. Well, he's actually he's doing macros. So I make the grilled chicken marinated with, we're so sick of eating grilled chicken. So I had shrimp and galamad. So I put it in, I make a marinade with garlic, lemon juice, extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, little crushed red pepper, oregano, fresh herbs, whatever I have, basil, parsley, if I have some tarragon, whatever I have. I chop it all up. I marinate it. I try to leave it in for at least a half hour, and then I just grill it. And that's what we had last night. That with some sauteed broccoli, some sauteed spinach. It was really, really good.
Can't eat that in that house.
No.
And then my son, he has to have meatballs or, chicken franchise. And my mom, she's here too. So, she loves the meatballs. So. And there's always somebody, who's calling up for sauce. It's crazy in here. You never know who's going to show up at the door. You got anything? What do you got? What are you cooking tonight? Everybody's been asking for lobster rolls. So I just have like 24 lobster rolls. So, and it's funny because I always think, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm 24 lobster rolls. Nobody's going to want them. And then all of a sudden people call up and be like, please make me a lobster roll. I'm dying for a lobster roll. And I'm like, oh, you're in luck. I actually have lobster roll. So tomorrow, one of my older, customers, they call me up and like, please, I'm just craving your lobster bisque. Could you please make me some lobster bisque? And I was like, of course I'll make you lobster bisque. So, now tomorrow, lobster bisque,
Hey, so you talk about your sauces and you selling them. How at this point, how can people order your sauces and get to you?
So if I've always had the sauce, always through every turn of my career, no matter where I am at in this world, there's always somebody that has to have it. So I just make it, and I make it, and if somebody wants it, they just have to call me up, and they could either come by and pick it up, or I just drop it off to them. It's like that.
All right, so they got to reach you on Facebook.
They could just everybody just usually just, even if I give them my cell phone number, everybody always fills up my Facebook inbox.
And because we just talked about it, I have to show it. This is the photo I'm referring to. Now that looks amazing.
I have to say it was really tasty. It was good. It was really good.
If anybody wants your sauces, they got to find you on.
They can find me on Facebook.
Okay.
I honestly don't know how to work Instagram. So many messages are on Instagram, and people yell at me all the time. They're like, I send you a message on Instagram, and then all of a sudden something will come up on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed to say I really don't know how to work Instagram. So then I call one of the kids, and I'm like, can you please go on Instagram and tell me, give me phone numbers and who do I have to call and see what's up? Because, I really don't know what goes on Instagram. I probably should figure it out.
So here's a tip. Tie it to your business page, because then it all comes up on Facebook.
Okay.
In your messages, it'll tie and it'll all be there together. That's a tip. And if you need to come and sit with me, we'll figure it out.
6 feet apart, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, Pam, you had something there?
No, I just wanted to hear a story from when you were a kid.
Now I'm lost again. Leo's trying to be friends with me.
I would love to hear about Lenny's Clam Bar. I want to hear a story about Lenny's Clam Bar from years ago.
Lenny's Clam Bar. All right. So when we were leaving Lenny's, like when we were at the end of our ropes. Like my stepfather had gotten sick, and my mom didn't want anything to do with the restaurant. We had no heat for like a year. It was falling apart. The landlord didn't want us there anymore. There was no business. It was right after 9/11. It was like a disaster. So I cried my eyes out. I was in the storage closet upstairs, and you're talking, we had like, I don't know how many years of like memories in there. And I was like, how could we leave here? I like this. I grew up here. This is my whole life. Everything with my father. It was the best setup. It had all this like state of the art equipment. Like even for now, like I had a restaurant like that now, it was like the greatest thing in the whole world. It had like just the way the ovens were. It had candy cookers, like where the pots just sat on top. It was like a hot plate, so you never had to worry if the flame was too high or not. Everything was just like perfect. It was really designed and engineered the right way. It had an open kitchen, with you don't see open kitchens anymore really too much. And it was like my favorite restaurant of all time. And I don't know if it was sentimental, and now my dad passed, my real dad passed away, my stepfather passed away. It was like everybody died now. So but I was sitting there and I found all the old menus from like the original Lenny's menus, and I found so much like memories, all old pictures of my dad when he was like 19 years old and just starting out. And it was just really cool to see. So that's like one of my best memories of like closing up, but then finding like all the great memories from the very, very beginning. Was that a boring story? I'm sorry.
No, because you know what? It's she asked, and Pam, we all love Staten Island and we all love these stories, and it means so much to all of us. And I think did we lose you, Pam? I think we just lost Pam. I think Pam's going to come right. She just sent me a message. She'll be right back. No, we asked those stories because they're important. One, they're Staten Island's history, and we all relate to it. So when you take that stroll down memory lane, and you take that stroll down Highland Boulevard, everybody does it, right? Oh, this was such so and so. Oh, this was Cangiano's, and there's always a story that follows with whatever you're talking about.
Right. And you know what's funny? It's like, and you're from that area, right? You're from Grand City. So, and I grew up in Bay Terrace, and the restaurant was always in New Dorp. And coming back to that area, I was in South Shore for so long. And when you come back, it's like everybody remembered, and everybody was like, oh my God. And so many kids, like so many adults now was like, I work for your father, and I remember your dad, and he was always smiling. It's so great to hear those stories. And like my dad was like one of the greatest people, and he was always happy, and he was always smiling, and people remember him, and they're like, he gave me my first job, and he was so cool. And it's like so nice to hear people remember him in such a positive light. And because that's really what he was, and I miss him every day. And he really was my mentor, and I'm so happy. And he was always so proud of me, and I miss him. Like there's so many things now that go on, and I wish he was here so I could tell him, and get his advice, but he's not. So
when you find those memories, it's kind of like your story. You can see your story of your life through those memories.
It's true.
It's nice, yeah.
It's true how I grew up, and they grow up, and I know I remind them of their childhood too. It's like, oh my God, and they have a story to tell, and it's nice to hear, and it's good memories. It's all tradition. The restaurant business is mostly tradition and memories, and I try to keep it alive. Even in doing the sauce, so many people call me and tell me it just brings back their childhood. Like I have to go to Jersey later to drop off sauce. And the kid was like, he's like, I remember my parents putting us all in the car and going to Lenny's. And it was like our greatest, it was like such a treat to get in the car and go. That was Joe Covino. And I wish he was watching this right now, but I'm sure he can. And I have the text, and it's just so funny because he was like it meant something to him. So him having the sauce is bringing back memories. And what is life about? It's about, the good times and the memories. And if I can, just by making the sauce brings back memories, hey, then I'm doing something right,
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah. Pam, we were just talking about how she's telling that story, and you go down that memory lane of Staten Island. And Nazareth and I, both with our fathers, both in business, you get the same stories on the North Shore, here all over Staten Island. My dad grew up on the North Shore, but then moved this way, and he's had spots everywhere. And so everybody says, "Oh, Rabs," and it's great because just remember, they're all always watching.
They sure are.
And I every day, especially now, I always yell at them and going, "Why? What did you do? Why are you doing this to me? What did I ever do to you?"
It's to make you stronger.
Well, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I curse him sometimes though for some of the people that he's left us with, right? Only the good die young, we always say. But anyway, that's really cool. Hey, what's next for Kim? You know, you had your store, you're moving on, new chapter, you're still doing your thing. What's in the works?
So I always say when I always go by like what Michael Jordan says. He's like, you have to, every failure leads to success. So I don't really look at things as like a failure. I just look at it as like every time I seem to come back, it comes back. I come back a little bit happier, a little bit stronger. My fans never seem to leave me. I pick up more people along the way that support me, and I really have to thank them. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this far or been as as able to do the things that I love most without them. I mean, I really do have so many people behind me pushing for me and cheering me on. I mean, I really, really have such a great support system and such good friends around me. And as I'm actually heard from, I'm in the process of negotiating a deal for a new place, hopefully with a little bit of luck. By Monday, I'll know, and if it falls through, it falls through. I just know that somewhere in the near future, the right place is gonna, come. And I'm not getting excited because I always get excited about things and then it falls through. But there is a new place in the works, and when the time is right, it will open. And I'm not done with the restaurant business. I will be back with a little bit bigger place. But for right now, I'm doing my private catering, and I have a couple of parties booked for the summer and stuff, wherever that leads to. And as soon as I have a brick and mortar place, we'll be opening our doors again.
And we'll all know. By the way, everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
It does.
And in most cases, it's for the best. So, and I know that, you surround yourself with the right people, you'll make the right decisions. And and I always say, I try not to get excited myself.
Right.
Because I'm the same way. But I've learned so hard. I don't get excited until I see the cash, the scarols, an agreement, signatures.
That's right. That's right.
Excited anymore.
That's right. It's so funny because when I had built docks in Tottenville, we were all ready to sign the lease and everything, and it didn't happen till like a year and a half later. And then when it happened, and it was larger than life, So, sometimes you just have to wait, let the world take a couple of turns. And, I know, I'll have everything I want in the end. So I just have to be patient and sit back.
Yeah, without a doubt. Hey, really, thank you for dropping in with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I'm more excited right now about doing these pasta things. I think we're going to have so much fun with the Zoom. So I hope you have me back in like a week or two, and I'll let you know how it all went out.
We will.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So right now it's just charity work and, helping the community till we get through this pandemic, hopefully sooner than later. And, whoever wants the sauce, it's available. They can reach me on my cell phone or on Facebook.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We're going to be
Kim.
Thank you so much.
Everybody that's going to make it and do well are the ones doing creative things like that. So
Yep.
keep up the good work. I can't wait to see you, and we'll enjoy your foods shortly.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Pam. Thanks, Frank.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Oh, she's got so much energy. And I have to say that energy shows in her food.
She's she and Leo are they were such positive people. Most of the people in the restaurant business are, even through this pandemic. But, if you're not hopeful, I don't think you could be an entrepreneur and a successful one. And the two of them are great. Really. So anyway.
The first time when she had just opened this shop on Lincoln Avenue, we had ordered lunch, and it was the first time she had fried galamad. And we laugh because we order lunch every day, and you have to pick and choose what you eat. So I'm looking at this menu, and I see this galamad sandwich, and I'm like, oh, of course, why would I not have this? First time that he ever had fried galamad on a sandwich, and it was like the most amazing thing ever. I don't know where she was getting her bread from. The bread was awesome. We brought back that old, I said it before, that old Cangiano's feeling, but it was cooked perfect. It was this just sandwich full of mush and tender and spice. First time I ever had it, and I think she ruined me because I want to eat that old. So now when I go to a restaurant, I think I'm going to now take the bread and put the galamad and the sauce on the bread and make a sandwich out of it.
Did you ever have the Elvis Duran chicken parm?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love chicken parmesan to begin with, but I really have never had a better one than that. That was really over the top. And again, the bread, there's something. And by the way, Cangiano's opened up in New Jersey, and I want to say it was Newark. I'm going to write about it. No, not Newark. I'm sorry. Jersey City. Anyway, they opened up in New Jersey, and I'm going to write that story about them tomorrow. So
wow.
cool. Yeah.
So now it's the same family. So what's the story there?
It's apparently the same family. Somebody that I went to school with had emailed me a link to an NJ.com story about them. And I was reading it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe this. And I was thinking about the bread, because I remember they used to bring the hot bread out. And the Cangianos, I don't know if anybody remembers it from years ago from Staten Island. My mother would kind of time it. Like, she wasn't the best cook. I mean, I'm not criticizing my mom. She just wasn't like an astute cook. But we used to go and time it so that we could get the bread so it came fresh out of the oven. And they did that like several times a day. And it was just so nice. It was a basement place. You go in, you went up to the whole back of the deli was like a deli counter, you know. And those are good times. That was great stuff. And I also remember they made garlic bread. Do you remember that? They made it was.
We never got it. We always got regular Italian. We would get the regular bread and everything else. But yeah, I've seen it and heard of it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but good memory.
And I have to laugh. Growing up in Grant City, it was a big part of our childhood. But not even that. My grandfather, they grew from Brooklyn into New Dorp, and then moved. It's a Heartland Village, I believe, is what the area would be. So he was really one of those guys that you had to get the best from wherever you go, right? So Sundays, it was Sunday sauce. He would go to Brooklyn, and we get the meat, we get this, and we go to this deli and this deli and this guy, and then on the last stop would be Cangiano's. He'd pick us up. We'd get 3 loaves of bread. We'd eat one in the car. And and every day you drive by the bakery and you'd smell it along Highland Boulevard because they made so much. And it probably was, you can't duplicate it. I mean, especially I could still smell that.
Right.
Now I want Cangiano's fresh.
And actually, some people in the scroll here were saying, John Wilder's is saying they were originally in Brooklyn. That's right. Yeah. It's a great story. I mean, like I should share the link. Anyway, it's family fruit on Arthur Kill is close to Cangiano's. Yeah, I could see that. Very much so.
Yeah, the ends used to disappear. I certainly was the one eating the ends of that bread before we got home.
And here we go. Arthur's bringing up the Jewish deli situation. So how come how come a Jewish deli cannot make it on Staten Island? Such a good question, Arthur, and I'm going to answer this. I think I'm going to give you the absolute answer to your question here. I think that the Jewish deli style format, I think it is a thing of the past. I think it's an older audience that appreciates that kind of food, which I think is perceived as very heavy. And I think that's why, and I think it's very high food cost to have an inventory of very perishable meats. So I think like a Golden's Deli had the opportunity of moving a lot of product, but that's just my opinion. I think it's kind of a tough model, but in any case, so anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for having me today. And
thank you
for calling me here.
Yeah. Hey, I sent you a text and I was so excited. I sent this to Dr. Ferretti also. So our garden outside the bowling center is blossoming. Our strawberries are coming up. But I was more excited about my fig trees. And look, we've got buds.
Cool.
Little fruit. It's branched off. And so I'm excited. I think we're going to get some figs this year.
Maybe.
That is very, very cool. I love it.
I was a little worried, but hey.
No. 1 second here, Arthur. No, I don't think it's anti-Semitic. I think it's just a change of diet. You know?
No, I get my fix. We go to Harold's to get the fix. And,
there you go.
It's not the same, but you just have to know. And it's not cheap. It really isn't cheap. It's perceived to be cheap,
right?
But it's really not.
Right.
Your point. Well, you are the best. We really do appreciate you dropping in with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pam.
Ronnie's bringing up one of the things that got passed in relative to the food delivery services. I didn't get a chance myself to dive into.
Right, I just saw
the law. Did you see it? Did you get to read that yet? They
capped the fees of the delivery apps, third-party delivery apps.
Yes, that is something actually my colleague, I believe, Sydney, who writes about politics, I believe that she's writing about that. But yeah, that's very interesting. Honestly, you have an option of not using them, but they do have very steep fees of 30% and more, not more, but I mean, like by the time all's said and done, it could be more than 30%. But I think that, using the locals like whereyoueat.com, I mean, the guy is a local guy, and he does a lot of those services, and it's all kind of self-contained in the borough. I would say that, but interesting. Yeah, it's something we have to follow up with at the advance, and I appreciate your pointing that out. I will certainly read more about that. Maybe next week we could talk about that, and also the future of restaurants and catering halls and what's going to happen in the next few months.
Sure. We got a couple new places that opened too, right?
We had the old surf restaurant down in Irby.
Reopening, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, today is their first day as a new restaurant. It's going to be called Taproom Navy Pier Tap Room. So it's a bi-level restaurant. So on the first floor is this tap room concept, like a casual concept, and then later on, maybe toward the summer, they're going to open up another level, which is on the second floor. Beautiful panoramic views of the upper New York Harbor, and that is that's going to be a steakhouse upstairs.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's
that photo I saw that looked the food looks good from what I see so far.
Oh my gosh, I want those onion rings. They're like hand dipped, beer battered onion rings. Like, stop it now. We're talking about the Cangiano's bread and talking about onion rings.
All right, hey, go ahead, go tend to your boys. We appreciate you stopping in this weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you. Congratulations on the fig tree. It looks great.
Thanks, Pam. We'll talk to you.
Bye.
Oh, see, I hope we left you all hungry and certainly wanting to support your local businesses, especially your restaurants. And as you're right, a couple more opening, which is great.
Yeah. It's in a tough time that they've decided to. Well, one is a reopening, a rebranding,
right?
And it's great to see, though. It's great to see, and more people are reopening too, coming back onto the scene or stretching their hours out, or it's just. Makes you feel maybe we're getting a little bit closer to.
We're getting there.
Yes,
we're getting there.
Slowly, just a little baby step.
Yeah, and it's going to the landscape's going to be. Forget about what our dining experience is going to look like, because it's definitely going to be different for a little while. Yeah. But even menus have to change. The whole thing on the cost of meat it's real. It's an issue. Yeah. The cost of pork. We were talking last night. I was talking to some friends about that. Looking at menus inside any business is going to be important, and I'm sure Leo, especially Leo in the deli business, what that looks like. And so, am I willing to still serve it and make a little less,
or have to charge,
or charge more, right? Or you know what? It's not available right now,
right?
And they're not easy decisions to make, because you hate to tell your customer that I don't have something,
right?
But you just don't know. So it's going to be different. We've already seen shortened menus, especially during this time, which makes sense.
Right.
But let's say when we get to phase 4 and everybody's
open, right?
What does it look like then?
Yeah, I believe people are going to have to run their businesses much tighter. They're going to have to really be tuned into their margins and really know where everything is going and what they're really spending. And honestly, if you have a successful business already, hopefully you're already kind of doing that, so.
John, what am I cooking tonight? I actually want to, I need to go get some product because I do want to make that grill dish that Kim shared.
That looks delicious. And actually, I have my favorite shrimp at home, and I might try that.
I am not cooking tonight. We're taking out. I'm finally getting a dose of some normalcy. I'm stopping at La Strada for dinner tonight.
Oh, an old favorite.
Something I haven't done in a while. So I'm looking forward to that. Mom was in the mood for scungio, and they make
that's the place to go.
Really good.
Yep, that's the place to go.
I'm still debating on what I want, because I could order like 5 different things and be really happy. So I don't know, but yeah, at least we're doing takeout. We're supporting the local businesses here. So La Strada was our choice for tonight's dinner. Naz, what are you making tonight?
I think may do. Last night I was kind of up in the air about what I was going to do. I thought I defrosted chicken thighs, but it was actually chicken wings. So I was like, oh, that's not going to work.
That's definitely
different. So, I made some veggie burgers. Oh, I did a big stir fry again. And I listen, because Ray will eat, if it's a vegetable, Ray will eat it. So I made them for him. And I was like, these smell really good. And I took like a little corner. I was like, oh my gosh. It was really,
You impress yourself?
I didn't make it by hand. It was a frozen veggie burger.
Okay.
But it was very good.
Right.
So I may be doing that with some shrimp tonight and a stir fry thing.
We had veggie
Ray
burgers.
likes the stir fry.
Listen, stir fry is okay. What I like about stir fry is you can take whatever you've got
and that's
and throw it in,
Yeah.
and without wasting. So Dennis, I don't know what you're making for dinner for tonight. If you're looking for suggestions, I think you got to show us your pantry and tell us what you got.
That's right. That's right. Who
and-
does that? Camille does that? Camille does
Camille does,
Yes,
yeah. Camille does that. And Christine Dehart also shares that their pasta fazool at Lestrade is delicious, and it really is. So I actually might get that tonight.
There you go. That's an idea for your Frank.
Oh, I don't know. There's so many decisions to make, but I have to say we've been really good with whatever we're making and ordering. We do like a once a week leftover thing, but the last two nights, like we don't have any leftovers, which
That's
is
good
even
to not
better.
have leftovers.
We did veggie burgers last week.
Which veggie
We got
burgers?
them. We got them from Jen, so from the Meat House in Summit, New Jersey.
Okay.
A friend of ours who she has a studio here. The floating Heavenly Spa.
Yes.
Heavenly, she's got a floating studio, and I mean, if you need to relax, you need to go visit when she gets to reopen. But she also has a meat place, the Meat House in Summit, New Jersey, and we were very fortunate to get a delivery. And their veggie burgers are really good. So I had some portobello mushroom caps, so portobello mushrooms in the veggie burgers. Grilled them all up; they were good. Hillside has some really good ones too. They're very, very similar. Like little filler, tasty. Like
these are folks. They were Dr. Prager's or whatever.
Yeah.
I was impressed with how good they were.
Sometimes I struggle because then they get too soft. They're not.
They
break apart.
Perfect consistency.
All right.
So that's what we got going on.
Extra hungry. Now I'm extra hungry. Hey, so while we're talking food, it's lunchtime for Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have taken it an hour ago.
We should start doing it.
We are going to start doing it.
Yeah, when they talk in the bakery guy, tell them to bring a dozen donuts.
Not donuts, food.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to pick up donuts from Mark's for Jimmy because Jimmy's hasn't had a donut in a while.
Day 58.
Ronnie, it's the meat house.
The Meat House
The Meat House
in Summit, New Jersey.
Summit, New Jersey. Right, the Meat House. Yes,
that's
it's the Meat House. Naz has been there.
Yeah.
We've been there. They've got some great stuff. Also, I mean, we've got some folks here locally that have some awesome stuff, but I would say they really do.
Although I am looking at Leo's Deli, and I'm looking at that Alex Call burger. It's delicious.
I love all of those things.
I already had burger this week.
We're gonna have to go get lunch one week, and maybe we'll just sit here and eat it.
All right.
So we're talking food. I've been sharing some old photos, and so this one is not that old. This is from 5 years ago. So 5 years ago this month, beginning of the month, we had a celebration for our 20th anniversary.
Oh, Joe Mutz.
And here's Joe. Our parties are always about food, and we invited and brought Joe Mutz in, and he made homemade mutz for everybody on display right here in the High Rollers Lounge to celebrate.
Joe Mutz's daughter used to bowl with me on for St. John Villa.
Really? Huh.
Brianna.
Brianna.
Yes.
And she's like
Brianna.
I have to say, Brianna has taken over. His place is on Post.
Yes. I believe it's on. Yeah, that's Post Avenue. I know where to go. I think it's Post Avenue.
I mean, he's got if you haven't had anything from Joe Mutz, he's got good stuff.
The stuff is
good. Kevin, you haven't made homemade fresh mutz in a while. I think I even have some newer curd in the freezer. I'm just saying. Might have to send it over a couple doors down. I think Kevin should make some fresh mutz for everybody. But Joe has some great. I loved even he stuffs them.
Yeah, he's got all.
They
everything.
take call ahead orders and old school.
That's definitely old school.
Old school for sure. And his daughter has been taken on and he does it. The wedding. I'm sure you've been to a wedding and you've seen him. You've been to a party and have seen him. But if you haven't, go check out his store on Post Avenue. So Kevin's saying to bring it over. I got to go double check, and if not, I'm going to get it so we can, because it's been a while since we've had some homemade mutts. So that's
Well,
good.
there you go.
That's fun to do too.
I'm full and already.
Yeah, all I had was a peanut butter banana sandwich today on Ezekiel bread, which I totally like. Just that was what I ate so far.
Yeah,
I want a donut.
Yeah, no,
I want a burger with avocados and eggs.
That's food.
Hey Naz, here's the meme of the day.
Let's see. What do we got? Fish and chips. How cute is that? Follow me for more recipes.
Oh, silly but funny.
I don't know if you were kind of mocking me with that.
No, I'm not mocking you. I saw
Okay.
it. I come on. I'm not mocking you at
Okay,
all.
Frank, all right.
I think I thought it was funny.
Just being a little sensitive.
You are actually sensitive. Funny. I don't think sensitive is on our mood calendars, but we noticed as we were starting the show that Naz and I both selected the same
Both have
mood.
the same one.
We're both spent.
And I didn't see his and he didn't see mine. And we just, like we said, it's been a long couple days.
Did you know that the average yawn lasts about 6 seconds?
Just hearing the word yawn makes me want to yawn.
Oh, how about this one? Blind people yawn more after hearing an audio tape of people yawning.
Well, because yawning is contagious.
I know. Even dogs can catch a person's yawn.
Huh. Well, I definitely catch it from my dog. My dog yawns a lot. He's just a strange dog.
And in case you wanted to say spent in pig's Latin, it's on here too.
Yes.
I didn't notice that on here. Enspe.
And spay. Well, it's right. That's what it would be.
I'm sorry that we made you hungry. Oh, Pat, ordering from O'Neill's. Of course, supporting your family. He's got some great stuff too. Another one out of my way, but I've definitely frequented and enjoyed a nice meal from O'Neill's.
Yes.
It's been a while though. Of course. I hope you're getting a special delivery, Pat.
With a little extra, hopefully.
Yeah, we heard it here first. That's right, Kevin. Heard it here first. I don't know which you heard here first, but pig Latin, some interesting yawning facts. We're filling the role of the useless fact information that Joe Cal would usually give us. Hey, so we've had a great week here on Live from Rabs.
We have.
And then the upcoming week has shaped up really nicely. Saturday, the one and only Wendy McPherson.
Right here. Well, not here physically, but she's going to be here on the show.
You always feel like you have to.
I have to say
explain that.
I don't want people to think that this is an open.
So, Pro Bowler Saturday had Wendy McPherson. For our Yankee fans, 2 days of some Yankee talk. After
two in a row.
Right. Sunday special time, 1 p.m. Our friends, Peter Body. And then Monday, the guy, Will Smith and TJ from the Staten Island Yankees are going to join us. So you get your Yankee fix in, because we've talked about the Mets a lot in the last week.
So we're throwing the Yankee fans a bone.
Just throw them a bone.
Yeah.
And then our Borough President Jim Otto is going to be on with us Tuesday.
Yes, and one day next week, we're expecting Mike Pellegrino to join us.
That's right.
He is back to work.
Oh.
He's back to work and preparing to reopen.
Right, the facility is not open.
The facility is not open yet.
No, Nevada is still on shutdown.
Right. So he's back getting things in order for their eventual reopening. So he's trying to schedule to fit us in.
All right. Stuffed peppers, my favorite.
I made those.
And those are something
I made those 2 weeks ago.
They're really good left over too.
Yeah, they're almost better left over. I don't eat them, but my husband does. I don't like peppers.
And Joe Cal will be here on both Saturday and Sunday. Double dose of Joe Cal in the studio with us this weekend.
Which makes us happy.
It does. It makes us happy. Oh, yeah. Kathy pointed that out too. 2 days of Joe Cal. See, some people remember. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night's bingo night, Naz.
Bingo!
So if you haven't gotten enough of me and enough of us, Christine Dehart joins me in the studio here for bingo. The North Shore Rotary hosts virtual bingo night. You can get on and play. We've given away over almost I don't know. I think it's over $3,000 in
That's
prizes
a lot of moolah.
the last 2 weeks.
Plus, it's fun. It's fun.
It was more about giving people something to do while we're cooped up at home. So grab a drink, grab some snacks. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. SINorthshoreRotary.org/bingo.
It's at 7 o'clock, right? Again?
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Get your bingo cards, and you win some moolah. Have some fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then, tomorrow, Friday, is also the deadline.
Deadline for Braves Got Talent.
Yes, tell them.
Listen, whatever talent you have, whatever, dancing, singing, I say the same thing, gymnastics, pet tricks.
Oh, that's a new one.
No, I say
tricks.
if you do something with your dog. I never called it pet
You're better
tricks
off paying
before.
pet tricks. We
Right.
don't want it yet.
Pet
Doing things
trick-
with your dog
pet
is different.
tricks.
Sorry.
Maybe you're good at the TikTok, whatever
You do your
it is.
socks.
Huh?
That's talent
Maybe
too.
you're very good at whatever it is you do. Send us a video. Entertain us. And maybe you win a sizable trophy.
And
Right?
some fame. There's some fame
And
here.
some fame.
We want to showcase your talent. It's bowlatrabs.com/talent.
Talent.
I'm getting good at the backslash. I've
You
been
are.
practicing.
You have barely stumbled in the last week.
Yeah. I stopped drinking during the day.
That's
I'm kidding.
good.
I'm kidding.
I had some wine in my glass from last night, and it was on the counter this morning when I came down, and I was like, I honestly didn't throw it out. I walked past it 3 times, and I was like, would it be like? And I'm telling you, it was like 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
I walked past it like 3 times. I was like, would it be a bad idea if I drank that right now?
No,
And I was like,
never.
no, it would be a bad idea. I can't. So I walked past it. I sat. I did some work. I got up and I walked past it again about an hour later, and I was like, oh, should I? No, I didn't drink it. Anyway, I didn't drink it.
So, Nancy, upload your video at bowlatrabs.com/talent.
Yes, Nancy, we're waiting.
You fill out the form, upload your video on the website. Should be nice and easy. I've gotten some submissions already, and we're looking for more. We want to showcase your talent. Hey, on a quick bowling note, for our youth bowlers, take
Oh yeah.
our state youth championships were all canceled.
Yes.
And not rescheduled for many different reasons. However, we've awarded some scholarship money to all the youth bowlers that would have advanced to the state finals for the team, Pepsi, and then the youth scholarship event as well. And so some announcements are coming. bowlny.com for details. The youth bowlers will all get a notice and a certificate congratulating them on their achievement to making the state finals. But in lieu of having an event, a distribution of prizes is coming to our youth bowlers in the form of scholarship money and medals. So congratulations to all of those. We've congratulated them here on the show when they were first announced. I mean, this is episode 53. Naz, that had to be like episode 4 or 5 or 6.
It was maybe earlier than that. It was early on.
So congratulations, bowlny.com for that information for our youth bowlers that participated in those events.
And though we know that nothing can replace the actual experience, there'll be others. There'll be other chances to qualify and so many more tournaments for you to bowl in. So don't get hung up on this one.
Please don't. Please don't.
There'll be more.
Plenty of things. Hey, we really appreciate you taking the time, spending it with us on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. If you're not watching us live and you're watching us later, thank you.
Thank you.
We see it. I have to say, we see a lot of views that come in later in the day when you're either home and you're able to fast forward through some of our nothing talk, or maybe you don't even care about our guests and you just want to hear Dash.
Just hear us, right?
I mean, if you really are interested, yesterday's show towards the end, I mean, we had a great conversation that if we were spent today, we were definitely spent yesterday. It was good. It was good. It was lively. Just when we thought we were signing off, we went off.
We just kept going.
Well, because you called us hacks.
Yeah, I said we were a couple of hacks compared to what the other people that were on a list.
Yeah, okay.
We were a couple of hacks.
Yeah, no, not true.
But we're good at
we're
what
good
we
hacks.
Do. We're good.
Go and watch it. We're not having the conversation.
We're not going over.
Yeah, go watch it.
Not,
but the views that come in later on are pretty impressive, and so
That's
we
nice.
appreciate everybody tuning in
People
and watching our guests
at their leisure, and we like that.
I like it. The text messages at night. Great show today.
Yeah.
And suggestions. So please shoot them over. We continue to miss you. We know you miss us. So we enjoy you joining us, and we look forward to seeing you. We are here until further notice. 2 p.m. every day except for Sunday. Sundays at 1.
Sunday is at 1 o'clock.
We'll post it. We'll remind you. But we'll see you. We'll be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And thank you, Pam. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Leo. We hope we made you hungry. They made us hungry. And I can't wait to have a good meal tonight. And we'll talk about more food tomorrow. But Naz, I mean, we kept it real.
We always do.
And more importantly,
it was awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow.